So, welcome back to my channel and this playthrough, part 2 of, well, I have no idea. We'll find out. Could be many. I could also make a 7-hour video, or as the devs bullied me with the other day, a 24-hour video. I know I make too long videos. It's just, there's so much to know, so much to share. Come on, come on. Right. So I'm now on a different patch. I am on 0.126, and so should you guys be, because we got a hotfix last night. Yeah. Right, so this is the only mod I'm using. It is the lower camera mod, so you get closer to your targets, and it belongs to Taz. I got it from Taz. I could release it, but that will be theft because it's not mine. So I might actually pay him to buy it. I will buy it from him, and then I will probably release it so that you guys can get it too. Or you can ask for it from him or directly on Discord. You will find him if you do the @ and TAZ. So I think it's the only one who starts with TAZ, maybe. Or he'll be on the top anyway. Right, so yeah, that is the mod I'm using. So the patch we have now is 0.26. It's the public one. And the reason why it has gone from 25 to 26 is because in the release version, which is between the one I tested, which is 25, and the one that was released, had a bug. So something happened between my testing and when it was released to create a new bug, because I tested that it worked on the testing version. So something went awry when releasing it. So patch 26, which is everyone have access to, has that the animal raids now proper function when you tick them off and when you tick them on. So if you want to start a new game, you will find that they now are adhering to your choice, either animal rage on or animal rage off. So yeah, simple as. Right, so God, let's get these rats. Always rats. I want them to calm down on the rats. It's too much. It's annoying, actually. They're always there, but they are cute. They are very cute. So it's not like they're doing a lot of damage, is it? But yeah, I want to address a few things. There was this player, a hardcore player, who made a long, quite confusing post. I have to admit, I don't think it's English. It took quite a while for me to actually try to understand. I might not even now understand quite what he's saying. But he's stating that hardcore is easier. No, it's easier now due to all the animals. But he's then not accounting, first of all, where he is. I mean, region 2. It's easy. It's not even hardcore in my opinion. And he's also not accounting that even though we might have more animals, we also have 75% less of everything to survive. Animals damaging and breaking things is a lot worse for a hardcore player than a beginner or a normal player. So yeah, hardcore is much harder. It is. I normally play hardcore in region 1 North, which is the real challenge. Starting 10k BC through to 1500 BC plus plus. So jump up there and try to do a full playthrough from 10k BC. Then we can talk. And I don't mean with 37 population. I mean with 400 to 500 population. Have a successful sedentary Neolithic tribe where you are fed in majority by your own produce. That is the real hardcore challenge. Not playing with 11 people in region 2 where you are drowning in food like you are in the bleeding beginners. Anyway. So, I mean, seriously, if I can do it, everyone can do it. You just need to play. Play more. Coming from me, that has had almost 18,000 hours played. Yeah, if I didn't manage it, I shouldn't be making any videos to teach anyone anything. Let's do separate groups of these so we can get some more weapons quickly. Because you see, the wear on the weapons is quite high. Quite high, so that needs to be calmed down a little bit. I think I need to tell the devs to chill on the wear on wooden spears. So I'm going to make a post as we speak. It's 1.7.26. It's public. And then just let them know that the decay on wooden spears is a tad insane when in constant use. So the normal wear for being in the open or being in any locked storage or in any lidded storage is as intended, but use wear is too high. Way too high. Wear on constant use is too high. Left away within a few days. So that is not good. Need to calm down on that. Right, so then that is done. Let's see, yeah, you can see there's a yellow hammer on the rats. That means there is not enough tools. And now we have none, it just rotted away. So I've made a post that it is too high. So that needs to be sorted. How are we doing with the Altanos? Yeah. That's fine. Just leave them as is. Right, I'm going to go back to the post. So, also he says that he hasn't had any deers. He's been there a year, he hasn't had a single deer coming to the camp. Well, dude, the belief that you have 1 or 2 deers only, of course, depending where you are. If you are in Region 1 North, you might have 0. You know, but on the whole, you should have at least 4. So it's not that you're controlling it as such. It's all depending on where you are in Europe. You have more. It's just randomness decides who comes when. And of course, your timeline. Yeah. So it's pure randomness that you haven't had one. Nothing else. It's not that you are controlling the deer population so well with 7 population. That is just leave it like that. If you're a hardcore player, you should know this. You start with between 8 to 16 animals of the larger ones, depending on timeline. If you are 10 kbc in Region 2, you will start with 16 to 24 animals. Go up Region 1, you will start with 0 to 6 to 8, depending on timeline and exactly where you are, including coast or mountain. Everything is calculated within geography and timeline. Tribe size, your knowledge, your skills, your levels, your population size. So yeah, you don't have only 1 or 2, you have several. And the reason you are not being attacked by deer is not because you have killed 1 and then paused your hunters or put them down to 2 for 3 months. It's random. I've had hardcore games in Region North where I haven't been attacked in 6 months. That is also random. But I had 21 deer at that point. So no, it is not because you're controlling 1 or 2 deer per year that you kill with your 7 population. Trust me, that is not it. What you can do to make sure about how much you have of each population of prey, find one and then use the arrow to check how many they are, count them. You will find that even with a heavy hunting, you will have no less than 4 immigrating to you on a regular basis. Hardcore have only 2 immigrations of animals per year, pending season of course. They come after winter and they come, I think it's after spring, or maybe they've changed that. Okay, I'm not going to be too cocky now because I might remember wrong, but you for sure are not the one controlling how many deer are going to come to you with only 7 population, because you have 2 to 3 times more animals in your locality than you have people. and you have just 2 hunters, so there's no way. Yeah, so that, to me, this is logic. Yeah, okay, so then that is cleared. So it doesn't mean that you cannot try to regulate your animal population, but when you are a population of 7, your impact will take a very long time to show. So if you have killed 1 deer in 1 year, I'm not quite sure how you're playing with 7 population. But anyway, we play the way we want to play. It doesn't mean that you are necessarily wrong in anything you're claiming if it works for you. I mean, this is what I mean. The game has more than one way to play it. Yeah, the most experienced players, they do not need any of my videos. They either learn themselves. What is it with the drums? So off. They either learn themselves or they experiment their way and fail their way to success. That's how I do it. I fail my way to success. Yeah. So this video is for beginners. Hence, I will narrate as best as I can to actually teach them, to actually reach their level of insight. I know other players are more experienced who watch my videos to get some hints and tips, sure. But hardcore players who are real hardcore players, they won't really learn a lot from my videos that they can't teach themselves or find out themselves. So yeah, this is for beginners, for the new players. Hence there will be spoon feeding. I will say things that most people already know. New players won't. So that's how it is. So it's not for the people who already understand the game well and just playing hardcore with ease. Right? So let's just get that very, very clear. So that's done. I also don't like that you're inviting people to do nitpicky work. Beginners don't need nitpicky work. They need clear, few instructions and let them learn themselves and find themselves in the game. What they like, what they don't like, what they want to adapt, what they want to adjust, what they want to use and what they don't want to use. I think this is much more important than saying if you don't do this, you won't succeed. You know, there are things you must do that are the basics. Food, protection, housing. Ta-da. Food, protection, housing. And then you can use any method that you choose to achieve this. If your population is thriving and surviving, you're doing it right. If they're constantly dying and not surviving and thriving, you're doing it wrong. That's it. There is no one way to play the game. There is no one way to succeed. There are several ways. Most players have their own playstyle. It is so rare that you will see players have exactly the same way of playing. It is so rare. And we, who are hardcore players, we should learn from this. And not try to guide them to do exactly what we do. If you want to show them how you do things to succeed, make a video. If you don't agree with what I do, by all means, make your video and show them how you do it. Let players decide what kind of methods they either want to copy some from, adjust some from, learn from, and not learn from. That's all there is to it. I'm not saying your methods are wrong, but I do say you have wrong information on several areas where you need to revise your own opinion. One of them is that hardcore is easy. Hardcore in Region 2, sure, I can agree, it's easy. It's pause and holiday. Region 1 North. I challenge you, seriously, I challenge you, go play Region 1 North from 10k BC all the way to 1500 BC. I would love to hear how you're doing. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure I understand everything in your post, but I don't like to not reply to people. So whenever I see anyone saying anything under any of my videos, whether it's any kind of feedback or just a cry for help, or, you know, I will always try to respond to everyone because I want people to like this game. And yeah, if you think that hardcore is easy, go up north. Start in 10k BC, and when you reach the Neolithic timeline and you get farming, find your forever place and then don't migrate anymore. And I don't mean with like 15, 30, 50 population. I mean with up to limit. I am actually going to take you guys to the alpha testing server because I'm going to show you my hardcore tribe in Region 1 North. Just hang tight. So this is my hardcore tribe up as far in northern Norway as you can possibly get. You can see we don't have a lot. We have a little bit of reed over here. We have some fiber here, but we do have, since we are by a delta, we do have quite a bit of fiber. But fiber is never really the issue, because if you have flax farms and you are also asking your gatherers to get fibers, you will always have plenty. If you look at me, I have 282. So yeah, you can also always use your clay tool to get some extras. So I want to show you where I am. So this is as high up as you can possibly get in Norway. And this is the only river that is up here. So what I normally do is I start all the way up here and move down, all the way down, coast hopping, until I start getting sticks. Until then I start getting straw and fibers. The second you have sticks, straw and fiber, you can settle longer. But being that it's hardcore and slow, you need so much food that you can never stay many nights. It just does not happen. You can see we're now in 1541. We're almost at 1500 BC, which is when the timeline stops counting. So, but you see the year is 41, and that means that I've played on this character or on this tribe since 10k BC on slow. So I have been doing this for quite a few patches, and I migrated 6 years ago with this tribe to kick in some new patch changes, and that was right after the there were some changes to animal rage, but I had animal rage here. You can see that I have the defense tool, which means, you know, that I have said yes to have animal rage because I want the challenge. And if we go check the ancient cities web map, you will see that my Arctic Hell also has a spear, and you will see that I am all the way up here. You cannot go any further north than here. And as you also can see, I have almost 100% satisfaction. Oh, what I have done recently, I saved it right after I had a mega intrusion. They've trampled all my flipping farms. Look, can you see these lines here? All these lines that has different color. Do you know what that means? Yeah, it means that everything I'm trying to do has been trampled on by animals. And we had a feast. And now my hunters have killed the deer that came. There are some that got away. So they will be coming in a lot of red meat with this with this incursion. So I have really good news to girls and bubble butts. The devs have agreed to implement basically everything that I have asked for. Basically everything, including some peacetime before animals come. So normally you have on slow you will have 12 sleeps. On normal you will have 6, and on fast you will have 3. So you have 3 months of peace before the first animals come. And there is a lot more information that I have been testing all day. One of those things is that the larger animals, they will only come when it's scarce with food. Do you know what that means? Yeah, that means that region 2 will be a haven if you want more peace, while region 1 and region 3 will have a lot more incursions. So if you want more peace, you go to region 2, which is where I think all new players should go. Players who want it peaceful and not to be bothered, but still want to have some action with animal rage, go to region 2. You get the odd infestations of rats, which you will have anyway. I mean, rats have been a pest forever, and that's not going to stop. You know, that's always going to be like that in the game. So that is, there are more news, of course. I can't share everything because I don't know if everything is supposed to be in public. But I do know that the hotfix is coming tomorrow unless I find more bugs. Because I found a bug with the tool decay that needed to be fixed really quickly. And the problem was that this was a bug that was not in my testing version, which was version 25. It came with the release to 26, which is the public version. So that is the reason why it was not found by me. Otherwise, of course, I would have found it, because the tools decayed 4 times faster in use than they should. So after 3 days, you would have the decay on your wooden spears be like 85%. It's quite insane. So yeah, I spent the entire day, instead of doing this video, which I'm doing now, past midnight, because I'm so happy about all the changes that is coming, or that is in this test version. So this test version is a 7.28. You guys at the moment are 7.26. So yeah, and when it is released, it will probably be either 28 or 29. But this version has the predators. It also has all the tools that I'm trying to not show you. I'm not sure I'm winning. Yeah, no, I've taken them out. I'm not showing them. Anyway, if there's too much showing of things that nobody else should see, my editor knows what to look for and to cut that. So if you see some weird cutting, you know that there are things you shan't see. So yeah, and I'm tired of trying to hide the sheep. I'm just going to give up on that. You can see the sheep. I don't care anymore. I really don't care anymore. So there are several things we should talk about with regards to the changes. So first of all, the big news is that animal incursion, animal raids is now much more manageable. We have a longer time before they come, and guess what? They only come during low light area times. Do you know what that means? That during daytime you will basically have nothing to very little. Also, another thing that I managed to get through, the conversation I had with the developers is as follows. Let me hang tight. I'm going to go see if I can find it, because we did this in Whisper. Because if I want to complain about something, I always go to him in Whisper. Let me see. Oh yeah, God, we talk a lot. We babble a lot. So what happened was that I wrote, God damn, just hang tight. I'm trying to find it. I can't show you everything because there are things that only me shall see. Let me see. Okay, so actually I'm going to make a screenshot out of it and show you guys. I'm going to make a screenshot right now and show you guys. I'm going to put it on screen so you guys can see it yourself. So this is often how it goes when I argue with the devs. Hang tight. New, don't save. This one. Where is it? Here. Let's do. Oh dear. You know, it can be frustrating at times, but you know, most of the time we just laugh so much. You know what he does? He calls me a chicken because I was arguing that it was impossible to survive with big tribes on hardcore with all the animals before the 80% reduction in damage and animals coming. Seriously, nobody could survive. I mean, if I can't survive, I mean it. Nobody could survive. Not even the dev himself. He has spent yesterday playing himself. And I have seen how he fucked up his tribe. I have seen how beaten he was by his own coding. So there's a reason why he has given in to everything I have demanded for so many months, because he has now experienced the hardship himself. You know, there is no better teacher than experience. Right. So this is the screenshot. I say on the 28th at 9 o'clock in the evening, another thing I would like implemented, that animals do not do any damage when running away. He says no. I say yes. And today he implemented it. Animals do not do any damage to anything when they are running away. Yeah, so that is a big win. I have so many examples of these times between me and the devs. It's ridiculous. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, that is only one of the many, many good news. What else is there? So you will only see the larger animals or the larger incursions when there's a lack of resources. And you can see that by this here. It says animals cannot feed in the wild. So you have to keep an eye on this. So when you see that it is red, then you know they can come in larger packs. Yeah. So we've been here 6 years, and I have focused on getting up housing, because you cannot skimp on that on a hardcore. If you skimp on that, you are dead. So I have okay rotation, and people are fairly happy with their rotating. So I would like to abuse this this lead until she dies. She has 4 more sleeps or 3 more sleeps before she dies. So the reason I have it all the way down here is because all my farms are in groups, farming groups, because that is the best way to deal with workforce when you are as big as I am. What am I? I'm 441. Yeah. So I have 36 farms. And as you can see, they stretch as far as your eye can see. And we can barely survive. I have raiders going all year round until February. Then they don't go out again until end June. Then I send them all out again. You know why? I'll teach you why. Because first of all, there's not enough food in the locality while we wait for anything to mature in the fields. Secondly, we don't have enough animals to rely fully on animals all the time. Third, and this is something you cannot tell the devs that I have told you. Nobody can tell the devs that I've told you this. When half your tribe is out raiding or trading, they do not eat from your food. Do you know what that means? Yeah, it means that when 200 are out raiding and trading, you only feed the remaining 240. Yeah, small tip there. Just saying, nobody tell anyone. Just keep it to yourself. Don't share it, because if the devs get a hold of it, they will change it. This is one of the things that I do. But I'm really, I'm very fond of finding exploits, and I always find exploits because I want to do better. And the devs have been putting sticks in my wheels for so many of my excellent exploits that I found, that I don't want to tell them anymore. I should. And I tell them once, and then if they don't pick up on what I'm trying to say, then I don't talk about it anymore. They already know. I've already told them that they don't eat while they're raiding. If they can't put 2 and 2 together on how this can be exploited, I have told them that this happens. And if you are going to play 400 plus tribes and here in my locality, which is max up you can come in the north of Europe, you have to use your raiders and your traders constantly. You cannot just leave them there. You need to chuck them out during summer. Get them out. Go steal shit. Weapons, tools, food, seed, anything. Steal anything. And you can get them busy out from the camp so they don't eat so much. And also this is the way to avoid too much housing unrest while you're building up. Because when they're out, they will not sleep in your huts. Whoever's remaining will. Just saying. So to survive up here, you need to be smart. You need to use everything that you have. Absolutely everything you have at your disposal needs to be used. My poor farms are still suffering. You see all the... Oh, the fuck's sake. Yeah, well, at least the hunters got them all. I need you to keel over. I need people to work. Seriously, we're not going to complete our farms unless you keel over. Crikey. Yeah, since people love meat, they go eat it all the time. So yeah, the bug with the decay on use tools, specifically those that have multi-purpose, multi-usage, was 4 times higher or so than it should be. So what else is there? Yeah, I found a few visual mishaps, like the downy willows that you guys have no idea what is, belongs to Patron and Alpha. They were completely wrong color. So yeah, also the wild sheep, they no longer count as large animals, so they will no longer trample your normal fences. So now you will have wild dogs stopped, wild goats stopped, wild sheep stopped, and hares. And rats will come visit you every now and then. You see how little we have now. But then again, I did just have a fairly large incursion because it's winter and there's basically no food for anyone, not even us. You can see the food I have is either meat, cheese and bread from our own production, or it's farm yield produce, and that's it. That's all I have. This area doesn't have anything else. It has the odd hazelnut tree and a few trees that I can't show you guys, and a few things that we still can't show you guys. But I'm not harvesting any of those because I wanted to show you guys that this is how I do it. I seek the hardest to do, the most frustrating. And I'm just going to tell you guys right away, the notion that you can jump into hardcore and think that playing in region 2 is hardcore is just so naive. If you want hardcore and you are a good player, you have good insight, get your butt up to region 1, because that's the only place where you'll be properly tested. You will never get tested in region 2. You're swimming in resources. Come on. It's supposed to be used for people who are transitioning. Fucking sheep. I'll take it. Who are transitioning from normal to something more hard. So instead of going directly to northern Norway, which is the hardest, they go to region 2, which is a softer transitioning from normal to hardcore. So you can get used to how the tribe behaves, how the environment is, and yeah, how absolutely ravaged you always are. Your people are always half starved. The only time you won't see a red apple in my hardcore tribes is due to that we still have food from farming, and that's it. Sometimes I use the clear tool to go over a lot of the trees that we have that grants food, and just put communal task on absolute max for a while. Lovely, look at that. We can trade with bone tools to get fine raw stones. That is excellent. Yeah, so this is the coast of Norway, the northwestern coast of Norway, and you cannot get any further up than this. Yeah, you can't play any further up. Why are you moving? These guys are moving further and further away from me. I can't understand why. I'm so peaceful most of the time. Look, they're all so far away, and I don't know why. I don't know why. I'm as harmless as a lamb. Ish. No, I'm a menace. I'm absolutely a menace. But you know, you have to be. If you're going to survive long term, big tribe up here, you have to be a menace, or you won't survive. You won't make it. So I have see this one here. It's supposed to be taking my pigs as well, but I don't want to take the male pig there because I only have 2. And if I take it, they will kill it because it's old. You see how old it is. It's an elder pig. And all animals are slaughtered when they turn old, so I can't have that. Or she's old too. Or he's old too. They're both old. God damn. Well, they will be stripped by tribe when they die naturally. So, and we have enough flax farms to feed them. We have also straw. Yeah. We only have 16 cattle. We can't really have more than around 20, maybe 30. But then we need to cut down on other things. So when I get over 25 cattle, I will slaughter all the sheep because they are so uneconomical. And then I will keep the pig population very low because they will be emergency food only. We cannot afford 64 of each species. There's no way we can even keep 100. No way. So we need to choose what animals we want, and at the moment goats and cattle are the most economical. They give the most meat and the most milk per unit of food that we give them. I've already calculated this long time ago. So yeah, so if you wonder about what animals you should rely on hardcore, cattle and goat is the way to go. Do the calculations yourself if you don't believe me. If you think you can do it better, do them yourself. I'm talking to hardcore players now that's watching my video who thinks I'm wrong, because I see plenty of players playing hardcore and they have like all 3 types of livestock. You can't max them out because you won't manage. So see here where they've been, the deer. They have trampled everywhere. See these, I'm pointing at my screen by the way. See these brown, oopsie, I can't see anything now. The brown lines on my fields. That's where animals have walked and ruined everything. Oh dear. Yeah, so they've also changed how many buildings or blueprints of things you can place down. It used to be 128. I think they've increased it to either 148 or 284. I will have to check that out. I haven't really tested that because I find that much less important. So what I've been testing is if the decay on tool is working as it should, and also how animal ready is behaving in the various difficulties and tribe sizes, because I found that to be a lot more interesting. Also, the larger tribes are left more in peace, but when they do have incursions, they have incursions, and that will happen during these times when they cannot feed in the wild. So if you are having shit out in the open, you are asking for trouble. I have this in the open, and that's the only thing I have. The rest is in storage as it should be. Yeah. So my fences are being done very slowly because I need to complete like this. Oh, hello. I did not see that she died. I was babbling too much. I'm going to make sure that they don't work on those until the farms. Oh, here we go. Now let's see, where are they? Yeah, this is where it is. Where is it? And where's that? That's a dude. Do you have a weapon? You do. Get it! I don't have to do anything. Do you know why? Because the hunter is already ready. There you go. Oh, that's exactly what we want to see. Yeah, you run away. Now, what you can see with this animal is that it does not harm anything when running away. Because that is what I asked for, and that is what I got. He's running over the tilled fields, but nothing is being harmed. So when the animal is running away, you don't have to worry. So the hunter got it running, which yeah. So if it had not been for the changes I asked for, I just said I wanted them. If it had not been for the changes being given, you would see a lot more damage. But there should be more. It's a bit odd if it's only one coming. Yeah, look at them using the... Oh, there's a hole there that you guys shouldn't see. Stop looking at my stuff. You're not seeing anything. You can't see anything. You're not seeing anything. Okay, my editor can't edit out all the tools. So that's not going to work. So you haven't seen anything. But yeah, so my polishes has to be absolute max for groups so that the farms get done. Because I have 36 that needs to get done. This is wheat. Is wheat done? Yeah, wheat is done already because we are now in February. They still have another full month, but they are done already. Let's start and see. So this is a mix. So this group will now, as soon as the peas are ready to be planted, they will go here because they are now done with wheat. And this is how you can mix the various crop types in the same group without them clashing too much. Now, the secret to do this though is that you must make sure that you have enough people on the wheat farms to get done before the peas need work, because they tend to still, even though I've told the devs many times, they tend to still leave the wheat farms before they are done and go do the pea farms. So just make sure that you have enough people to cover all your wheat farms before they go to the peas. And this is why I have 4 wheat farms and 1 pea farm, because the wheat farms are ready roughly 1 to 3, maybe 4 weeks before they are supposed to be ready, so that they can go start on this one. And the reason I have it maxed out is so they can manage to do all those 4 in time. This is on slow, this is hardcore slow, so even though we need 3 times more food, we also get help to get that 3 times more food via that we have a lot longer. We have 3 more months to do our, or 3 more sleeps per month. 2 more, for heaven's sakes. We have 3 sleeps per month to do our chores. Fast has 1 sleep per month to do their chores, and normal has 2 sleeps. So we have 3 full days longer than normal, and we have 6 we have 6 days more time, for heaven's sakes. Never mind, you guys know what I mean. It's too late, it's way past midnight. God, I should have been in bed a long time ago. I just wanted to talk to you guys about the changes coming. God damn it, I wanted to complete the video. I was going to only show you this one also, to show you where I was, and also take a screenshot of where I am. But you can clearly see that I'm nowhere near south. I'm as far up north as you can possibly get in the mountainous Norway. That's what we are. We are one big mountain. We haven't even thawed out of the last ice age yet. Yeah, think about that. That's how much ice age we are still in. So yeah, this is beautiful. So I'm going to build farm protection. I'm going to use these palisades as much as I can, because I've gathered up quite a few. So these are going to get done first, and I'm going to leave these, and then I'm going to wait till I have a lot more, then I'm going to do a few more, but I can't do them all because I cannot keep up with them all. So the majority will get normal fences, which the bigger animals can go through, but no longer the wild sheep. Yeah, the wild sheep can no longer go through my fences, so that's good. So the version I am playing now is 0.28, but when I go back to the other tribe, which is on beginners, I will still be on 0.26. So I will have to continue playing like there are no changes without these changes, because we won't have them on 0.26 yet. So unless I find something wrong in this patch, in this testing patch, the devs will release the hotfix tomorrow with these changes. Yeah, and it also was a bug with the let me see game, with the animal race on or off. So it showed that it was off, but you still had animal raids, and then it showed that animals raid was on, and you also had animal raids. It was like it had no effect. So there was a bug there between between item, for heaven's sakes, between version 25 and version 26. I never tested version 26 because they changed the number to 1 above the last tested to be released to public. So the reason why it was not found was because I didn't test it, right? So this is where I am. You see that river over there? That's where I am. Oh no, wait, here it is. Duh, it's not, I can't go down up here. I'm here. It's as high up as you can go. So this is the river I found, and this is where I am. Yeah, can't get any worse than that. And I started here. I cannot get rid of animal raids because I have saved the game with old patch. So I am stuck with having animal raids whether I like it or not, but I wouldn't want to take it away anyway. So this is the setting I have it on. So if you guys want to try this, please do. Tell me how you're doing. Show me a screenshot of all your failures, and I'll show you a screenshot of all mine. I promise you, I have more failures than any of you guys have ever started any tribes. Failures are the stepping stones you need to do if you want to succeed up here. You need to allow yourself to fail. Oh, and like June, one of the players that has commented on my last video, she lasted out the animal incursions until the animals calm down, and that is stamina. Yeah, that is tenacity to just bend your neck and keep going, because it is possible, even though it's not a lot of fun. Yeah, truth be told, when you are constantly harassed, it's not fun. So now we're gonna see. Oh, you little piece of ba-da-da-da-da. Where are you? There you are. I'm gonna get you. And your entire flipping family if it's coming. Where is it? Is it just wandering through? No, there it is. No, it's only one. Okay. Okay, it's wandering for now. But we can't have you do that. You need to leave. I think it's just passing through. But we are probably gonna chase it away, or maybe not. But the further away it goes, the less likely they are to chase it. And in the end, oh no, I saw an arrow. I saw a person come with an arrow. Did you guys see that? He came with a bow and arrow and just shot him in the ass. And now he has fear and running. So this is what we want. Yeah? So now he has run away. He has survived. But if he's too close to camp, then the hunters will get him anyway. So remember what I said about using the tool as a pre-warning to protect your inner stuff. So I'm doing this to see, is there anything here that is about to come for me? And then we will find out. See that? See this? This is hardcore. I have been here 6 years and I've been hunting with 2 maxed out group non-stop. Even if I'd killed 2, there is no way I can control the population better than I am at the moment. And these guys are not going to be a danger because the devs have already lowered the amounts they come with and how often they come and how much damage they do and what they do when they're leaving to an absolute minimum. They are enough to keep... Oh, what is that? Oh, that's one of mine. Duh. It's enough to keep players busy at times, and it's enough to not absolutely ravage the fun. It is enough damage to keep player a bit busy after an incursion, but it's also so little damage that they can afford to use the workforce to do so. And this is what I have been advocating for quite some time. There is a balance issue after the devs decided to decrease the efficiency. I have suggested increase the efficiency again. Let at least the beginners, for heaven's sakes, learn the game in peace. It's already intricate enough if we're not going to force them to use policies the moment they start. Just, yeah. Right. Another one of you. Sure. Yeah, you guys pretend you don't see the sheep, okay? Where is it? There's one. There's no one here. Am I blind? Am I blind? What the heck, where is it? Is that one? Oh, I see you. Then it should be only a male out here. No, it's a fit. Oh god, okay, I encircled. Oh, it's because it just came. Oh shoot, that means that the male is in the group, so when he's old, he will be killed. Oh well, it doesn't matter. There's probably more than one male in there. I'm not trying to build a sheep flock. They're going to get slaughtered when we start to struggle with straw. We've only been here 6 years, you know, so it's not like we've used up the locality's resources. Well, not like there is a lot here. You can see here we have roughly a 75% reduction in all resources compared to beginners. We have a 50% reduction compared to normal. There are also a few trees that you guys are not supposed to see, so pretend you're not seeing them, please. And whatever you do see, please don't talk about it because it's not supposed to be shown to you guys. I'm doing something I'm not allowed to do because I want players to have a bit more information than they currently have. Oh, yeah. I'm also going to show you a trick on how to use your housing. I have to tell you right away, the devs, I made a report with my methodology, and the devs saw that I used large buildings as walls. So they made it so that large buildings, when they need repair, they are not blocking anything, which I shouldn't have shown them. But I had to make a report about that bug I found, and that bug was in the test tribe, that I was using these houses as a wall. You can see they are now a wall, so you don't have to use so many. Oh, that's rather ugly. I should have made it inside the house. Anyway, that will have to come later because you can build organic, don't forget that. You just chuck it inside the house. So I build the house, then I make the gates and the fences between them. So this is also acting now as a wall, but it will need maintenance a lot more often than the logs. But it's a hell of a lot more economic and doable to replace 250 straw than it is to replace 8 logs per one flipping section of several hundred sections of logs. So in the end, I win no matter. And I haven't told the devs this because I'm not sure they are thinking like that. I certainly am, because I'm in survival mode up here. I have to be in survival mode up here, otherwise I will not survive. So just saying. Just saying, if you want to spend a lot less fine raw stones for a lot less access, do what I do. But anyway, so I'm going to go back to the other video now and continue the playthrough on 0.26 and leave this tribe 0.28. But you can see we have a lot more peace now than we used to, because we were constantly ravaged on hardcore up here with animals. So yeah, this is a lot better than it used to be. So I think that is super duper important to focus on, that we are making it fun with some frustration that you can overcome with higher insight, rather than just make a lot of hardcore stuff for the beginners. We should really not do that. Right, so I'm going to turn over now to the 0.26 tribe that we have on public server. I'm just going to quickly show you the difference in difficulty. This is region 2. Yeah. This is region 1, which is the hardest place you can possibly play. The further up north you go, the harder it is. I normally play all the way up where I can go, up here, all the way up here. You can't get any further up, and this is where I like to play. That's when I want the challenge, that is. Further down here is Region 3 North, which is also almost as easy as Region 2. While below you have Region 3 South, which can be quite a challenge on its own. But as you come closer to the limits between Region 2 and Region 1, you will find that it becomes harder and harder and harder as you move up. So if you're smack in the middle of the map and go either east or west, you will have a plethora of everything in all timelines, in all difficulties. Yeah? And then you can just creep up and make it harder and harder for yourself and get more and more challenge. When you are mastering the game, you will be playing where I am playing. That's the very highest you can go. And this is the area where I like to play all of the northern parts. But when I do testing, I do the majority of my testing in the middle region, which is Region 2. Yeah? So back a bit to the post, he states that you should not get anything from the wild because the calories are so low and you cannot, it decays so fast. I'm not sure where you've got your information from, because what I can tell you is that the highest lasting food in the entire game in all timelines is a wild produce. Honey lasts for 60 months. Nothing except stones last longer than that. And that is storing it in the open. Just saying. Yep. So there are some things that you are stating in your post that is quite correct. So you need to look a little bit into what you already know and change a little bit. You know, you can easily find these things out by just using tooltips and experiment in your game. If you are a hardcore player, you should already be doing this, because you're not handheld as a hardcore player. You are on your own, struggling on your own. Well, not so much struggling if you're doing hardcore in Region 2. That's a bit more of a breeze, to be honest. So, yeah. And then you also state that there's too little calories in the wild food. Well, I need to correct you there as well, because the highest calorie food in the game, until you come to the Neolithic timeline, where it is the flax grain that is the highest calorie food with 5,000 calories, is actually the hazelnut, which is a wild produce, and it has 4.5 thousand calories. So you're not correct there either. So you need to update some of your information. And if you watch my videos, if you have any questions about what is correct and what is not correct, I will happily answer all your questions. Or what I think we need to thoroughly agree on is that whatever you do that works for you is great. Whatever I do that works for me is also great. And then we leave it up to the players to decide what they want to do, because everyone has their own playstyle, no matter what you and I do. Oops. I'll get back to that. I just need to fight off this flipping wild sheep. It's only one, right? Stop screaming and go be effective. Some of the screams are like really weird, like they're not really afraid at all, are they? Well, that one is a bit bubble. I wonder if it is the devs' kids who've been screaming. Who knows? Right. Are there anyone here that are not afraid? Okay, this guy is going for weapons. Yeah, let's go get him. And trade it, then get him. Yeah, oh God, listen to the sounds. The sounds alone is warning enough. Oh yeah, now he's gonna go. Bye. No! Don't go through my path. Why would you do? No normal animal that is not a rabiat or in a panic stampede would do that. So, oh yeah, I keep complaining about this to the devs all the time, and they must be so tired of me. So guys, please give feedback that you don't want this, you don't want them ruining your flipping houses. Anyway, look at that. Yeah, fine. And now I have two. Excellent. Right. So another thing that you claim, which is also incorrect in your post, is that dried food has higher calories. They do not. So meat does not change calories upon drying in game. It changes weight per unit only. Hence, amount of calories are less due to weight being less when dried. So you will get more dried meats and fish as well in a unit of dried meat than you will in a unit of raw meat. That's all there is to it, nothing more mysterious. I also explain in my videos that if you want the meat or need the meat for happiness only, then don't dry it. I'm not saying you must do it or you will lose a ton of calories. If you want to save it for pure survival, then you should dry it and store it as well as timeline and your tribe knowledge allows you. That's all there is to it. Yeah, that is as deep into the calculations I'm gonna go, because this video is still for the beginners and they need not know this at all. So yeah, no, the reason you either choose to have raw meat or to dry it is simple. If you want more happiness for your people, you do not dry your meat. If you can afford to not dry it, then don't, because then your people will be happier. If you need it for pure survival, then dry it. Okay, so yeah, then that myth is killed as well. Right, so although I really appreciate any feedback I get, it gets a little bit frustrating for me that there are players who misinform others, and I do not want it on my page, which is why I'm correcting it in my video, so that yeah, people are aware that not everything that everyone is saying is always correct. If I'm erroneous in anything I say, I make sure that I always correct it, because I could be a bit senile. I'm afraid it belongs to my age. So then I need to correct my mistake in my next video or wherever I choose to do so. But yeah, there's a little bit, we do disagree on quite a few things here, because yeah, you don't need to gather food the first few days you've landed. You should build your weapons and get up your housing and or your storages if you have that. Starting in 10k BC, you have 7 people. That's it. You don't need to use them all. You don't need to make everyone work non-stop. Even though I like doing it, and on hardcore you definitely need it, beginners do not. You don't even need to learn about any of the policies to start with. Just leave everything on default, because you don't need to stress that much with learning policies when you are playing beginners and to a certain degree normal. It is when your tribe is large where you really need to focus on learning the policies to get the best possible outcome for example your farming seasons. Then you could do well with increasing the work age and also increasing work hours, which in itself has bad and good sides. So this is something they need to learn step by step. But even if they increase, for instance, the rationing, I bet they don't know what each notch mean. I'm pretty sure they don't. And a lot of people also mistake that all the way to the right means that they have full meals. It is the opposite. It is the one to the left which is full meals, because the slider says rationing. It does not say portion size. So these are small things that not everyone is aware of, because they are not always, how shall I say it in English? I need to find the English word. Interpreting the icons correctly. And this is not necessarily on a player, on any player or a player community. This has to do with how the devs are thinking. You know, so when they put the word rationing, then we need to correlate that word with what we see. What we see is rationing portion. How much is rationed of your food, not how much food you're getting. So when you have it far to the left, which is the default, it means everyone gets full ration, because it's zero rationing. You don't ration anything. So this is some of the intricacies that you have to learn by playing the game and using these things and see the reaction to your tribe, because it's listed nowhere. Each notch is approximately 16% of the needed calories per person taken away. So there you have some more mathematics, which was not needed to give to the beginners at all. But this is what you get when you have hardcore players who has insight and enjoys to play hardcore, and find it, or they manage to find a good balance for themselves, which is good. And I also need to say that you are not the odd one out. There are several hardcore players who do well. There are none who do well in Region 1. So, no, you're not the odd one out. And hardcore only feels easier because you're playing smaller tribes. You are not up to the limits on anything. And you need to remember, actually we all need to remember, that hardcore has 75% less of everything, including animals, compared to beginners. So of course it is logic you will have less animals coming to whoop your ass. This goes without saying. And hardcore is only easy because you are constantly playing in the easier zones. If you creep up to the more northern parts of Region 1, you will have to use all your skills to do well. So I think that's a good idea for you, because you seem bored. So you should go higher up and get much more challenge than you are doing at the moment. Because that's what I do. If I feel, oh no, this is too easy, I move up and they take the hardest conditions possible. You play slow, you play with raid, and you go as high up as you can. 10 KBC start, and as soon as you have the ability to place down farms, you stop migrating and you never migrate again. Get your population up to 400 plus. If you can do that, then you are a real hardcore player. I would love to play with you. Maybe you can teach me something that I didn't know. That would be interesting. I'm not sure how many hours you have played, but if you played several hundred, you should know what you're talking about. Although some of your facts are incorrect. So they're not facts, they are assumptions. The other thing I would like to say is that the real hardcore players are few and far between, especially those that manage to play the really big tribes long term. And I never claimed that beginners was easy with animals. I actually said in my video that beginners are actually harder because they have more animals. So what I see in your post is you are kind of regurgitating some of my information, like I did not already say it, but I did. So I don't know why you are saying it again. You can also make baskets sooner than 9 KBC. That depends on your skill level as well. As soon as you're within the timeline where you can get it, which is prior to 9 KBC, you can build baskets if you have the skills. Unless, of course, the devs have changed it the last few days since I played 10 KBC and went past 9 KBC. So I shan't write it in stone until I've actually checked it. But yeah, as a general rule, as soon as you have the skills and you are in the right timeline, which can span from 500 to 1,000 years, you should be able to make baskets. So yeah, I'm gonna go check that out just to make sure that I'm not wrong, because the devs are changing things all the time and they don't always inform me of all the changes, but it's not a big deal because I tend to figure it out anyway myself. So there's that. But there's also a reason why things are easier in one place and harder in one place, because not all regions will be the same, because they are realistic the way they were correctly back in that timeline. This is pure history. Norway didn't thaw out from the Ice Age. Actually, we still haven't. We're still in the Ice Age in northern Norway. We have permafrost still, like some other countries that are quite high up north. Russia is one of them, Finland, parts of Sweden. So yeah, population didn't start to come to Norway until earliest 11,000 BC, and then they didn't come up north. They started around the Oslo Fjord, which is on the southeastern part of Norway, and they started to populate the entire coastal areas around Norway far south, and then up on the more western part, and then sneaking up to the north. So northern Norway did not have agriculture, and certainly not animals husbandry, until well past 4500 BC. So yeah, so that there's a history behind why the regions are the way they are. For instance, Spain basically had 50 years ice age where they had a bit of minus degrees, and that was it. The latest ice age, that is, according to the information that I've seen. I don't know too much about all of this. I know a little bit more about the more northern parts, which of course, because I'm from Scandinavia myself, so I know a little bit more about that, but I'm not rocking at the more southern information, so I could be wrong in some of my years. But Spain did not really have an ice age as such. It lasted a very short amount of time, and you can see they have a lot of sand, which means that there were no ice. There was waves from the ocean making the stones into sand instead. But if you go to Norway, you will find that 70% of all the beaches are stone beaches and not sand beaches, because they were covered in ice. Yeah, so how are we doing here? I'm just babbling along as I'm playing. It's just on auto. So this is one of the things that I still struggle with the complacency when I know I'm playing easier levels like beginners, is that I tend to relax too much in what I do, and suddenly I have no more food, or suddenly I have no more weapons. You know, it can so quickly go so titty up if you don't pay attention. So yeah, we have a lot of good news. I'm so happy. I'm really happy that the devs have listened to not only me, although I have more demands that I want to see through, but also to the community, because a lot of people have issues. There is no denying it. We can be hardcore all we like, some of us, but there are players who start the game that are absolutely overwhelmed, and that's just how it is. You don't rock at anything the second you start. You need to be given time to bleeding well learn. And this is something I've been saying for months. So yeah, this is one of the things that I don't like about being the only active tester, that I'm alone. In any fights I do with the devs, I'm always alone. The thing is, when me and Mr. Dev really get started, people need to stay clear, because if you don't come with a good argument, you are slaughtered. You are slaughtered with counter arguments. It's quite fun to brainstorm with the devs, because they are a smart bunch. But they most certainly are introverts and nerds and geeks and all these things. And I can never make them laugh. You know, I do so much silly things, but nobody bats an eyelid. Nobody comments. Nobody laughs, you know. I'm all alone having fun in that channel. It's always just me. So, yeah, it's quite a bunch, I'll tell you that. Working with geeks and nerds and introverts, it can be very lonely. It can be very lonely, let's just say it like that. I just wish more people would give more feedback, and I also wish more people would share their screenshots of their tribe, show people what you're doing, why you're doing it, how you're doing it, and things like that. And I also think that people shouldn't be afraid of asking questions. There are no stupid questions. So don't be afraid of asking things. Oh gosh. I've 2 tanners and they're still slow. Get going, guys. We need more leather. The sheep. You know, that's the end. That's the last time a sheep will ruin your peltats. Tomorrow sometimes, unless I find a bug, they will release a hotfix with a lot of changes. A lot of changes. Good changes. You will see, first of all, you will be left alone for several sleeps. And whatever is coming, if you're landing in the area or in a zone where you have enough moisture so that there's enough food out in the wild, you basically won't see the herbivores. You won't see the herbivores. And this is logic. You know, this is logic. So this is fantastic. See, what is not logic is how it used to be, or how it is in this patch here, 0.26. They come out of nowhere. They don't have to, because they don't behave like that. So now the fight I have left to do is to get a bit longer piece time for the beginners. Normals can handle it, and hardcore is basically pretty much on their own. Hardcore is mine. I won the bet with the devs, so I decide what goes for hardcore. So also the fight I have left to do, besides the more protection time for beginners, specifically beginners, is that I don't want all possible housing to be possibly destroyed. So I've asked the devs. I'm not sure this is a good idea though. We will have to see what we decide, or what they decide. I decide fuck all. Oh no, that's not true. If I complain enough, I will get my will. That's just, I'm pretty spoiled like that. If the devs see the logic in what I state, they will probably agree with me, and also make sure that the big peltot that is plus quality, that can take 7 people, is available to be built earlier in the Mesolithic timeline, because at the moment you need to be closer to the Neolithic timeline. But we have then already placed several thousand years with houses that are easily stepped on by animals, or the animals that will ruin any houses are wild horses, aurochs, and deer, and that's it, those 3. And the good thing here is that we might actually get away with basically never having them trampled. Not saying that they never will, but we could, because it is random how many are coming, or actually when they are coming is steadfast. This is for sure when there is grace lack. When you have the red icon that you see on top here, the red icon with, like, you know, grass on it, that means grace lack. That means that they are more likely to get herbivores. But you won't necessarily see herbivores besides. Also, remember I said that when it's full daytime, a lot of sun and stuff, you won't really see a lot of animals coming to you, and this is great. So when you land, you should land in the morning just as the sun comes up. Then you know you won't be bothered. And it is also smart to let your people sleep at night as they're traveling, because then every unrest will be reset. All housing unrest will be reset. So if they are really annoyed at you for having to sleep for many years in poor housing, when you migrate, that will go away. So the smartest way to migrate is to make sure that you land at dawn or right after dawn, so that you basically immediately land and then have work hours ticked in. Then you waste 0 hours of the day. I tend to talk too much hardcore, because beginners, you don't need to do this. If you want to spend half the day traveling, you do that. Just be aware that unrest will reset when it is housing unrest, but you cannot fight fitness reduction with migrating, because that is a physical thing. You know, it's physical, and fitness needs to be repaired by rest or by food, or both. So this is something you must learn by playing as well, because no 2 tribes need be the same. So even though one type of method works in one type of tribe in one different location, you could go up further north or further south, and you will see that your normal methodology needs some small adjustments. So just be aware that you can't always play all the tribes the same way, because that doesn't necessarily work well. You need to read the environment, and the environment will respond to you and your actions or your lack of actions. So this sounds intricate, and it really is intricate. The system, the symbiotic relationship is very intricate in the game, and it's difficult for me to say everything because it's such a big box. It is better that I give you the basic facts and some hints and tips, and you know, hints and tips and secrets, and then you with the basics at hand start to experiment to figure things out on your own. And if any of you guys wonder about anything, do not be afraid to ask, because when it comes to gameplay, I'm the walking, talking wiki. I know everything about gameplay. If the devs want to know what will happen if they do this and this and this, then I'm the one they come to, because I'm the one who can actually answer them correctly. Because I know, I've played this game so much that I know everything about it. I mean, after 18,000 hours, if I did not know the game in and out, I should not be sitting here making videos trying to teach people how they can survive anywhere. Just saying. I wouldn't do that. So, yeah. So let me see. Let's get some work going. I babble so much I forget what I'm doing. You know, I'm going on auto. I just do things automatically the second I see a change is needed. I don't stop to think, I just do it. You know, it's like driving your car the same distance every day, same area, same road every day. In the end, you don't remember doing it, you just do it. So, yeah. So the bug we had with the wear on tool use, not tool storage, tool use has been fixed, and I made sure that was correct. It still is off with a few months, but that's me being nitpicky, I think, because I have the calculations and it's off with roughly 8 weeks. So now we are making a lot more weapons than we need to make sure that we always have weapons, because if we don't have weapons, we can't fight off any animals. But the devs have said that they are going to make chasing animals much more logic. So hopefully that means both fire, because I've suggested that like 4 years ago. I never exaggerate, by the way, not in a million years. Fire, and also that, like some of the other players have said, I've seen on the forums, they're just clapping hands, making lots of sounds, you know, and waving sticks. You know, they can do that. You know, that belongs to logic. But of course, that would really work really well under a stampede, because we are going to get stampedes. We're going to get large flocks coming and just basically panicking through areas. So don't think you're safe. Don't think that everything is safe just because you got some fences. No. A stampede is a panicked flock, and they can panic by a leaf going by their eye. Yeah. I also suggested that the more hunters we have, the more likely or the more risk we have of getting stampedes. Because hunters will surely scare off big flocks. If one starts running, they will all start running. If you've seen Lion King, you've seen a stampede. And it's no joke. If you're in the way, you are splat. Yeah. No animal will on purpose try to aim to stamp on anyone when there's no rage or anything, but when they're panicked, you can trust nothing. You just need to run away. So I wanted them to add that aurochs, wild horses and deer and wild boars and wild dogs, also wild goats and wild sheep with kids and babies and cubs should be a lot more aggressive and come after the humans if they were too close to their kids, because that belongs to realistic. That is realistic. Yeah, but that is rather rare, so it would be a one-off chance that you will experience it more than perhaps once every 5 to 10 years. Yeah, because that is also more correct as well. according to history, according to what facts we've got. Right, so what else can I tell you guys about changes, about things that has been done today that is super duper secret? Yeah, another thing. Pigs have had their life shortened. Do you know what that means? It means they will quicker become adults and quicker be able to be slaughtered to get food, because they are so unbelievably uneconomical that the majority, especially hardcore players, they just cannot afford to have a ton of pigs at the same time as they have a ton of cattle, because yeah, you need to have 20 wheat farms. But truth be told, they have increased the straw in localities, all localities. So I could actually have to eat my words here. I'm actually going to test it myself on hardcore up in the up north, to see if I can actually have more than 30 cattle at the same time. So I'm not gonna write this in stone. You should also test this yourself to see how many cattle you can have up north if you're playing hardcore. I know some of you do, although you don't necessarily play with 400 plus population. But I have seen plenty of you up there trying to grow a tribe. It is a pain in the ass, there's no doubt about it, but that's what it's supposed to be. That's what I wanted. If I did not get a challenge on a regular basis in the game, I would not be playing it as regular as I do. I would go tired of it and I would seek more challenges elsewhere. And I think the devs know this, because they keep me entertained with challenges on hardcore. They don't butt into hardcore as much. There are a few things that I have really not that much control over, but that I also agree with the devs I shouldn't have control over, because we should follow history, and that is something we should not really argue with. But we do need some artistic freedom to make the gameplay fun. Yeah, there needs to be some artistic freedom. Doesn't mean we should go off the rails and get this sky blocks in 8K BC or AK-47s in 4K BC. You know, we need to stay at least within some of the correct history. But yes, some artistic freedom should definitely be allowed. So they have also increased the time they spend picking up stuff and dropping stuff off. So efficiency in that regard has been increased, and this is always a plus. Every little increase in efficiency that I can fight through will take us closer to the balance that we used to have, and we used to have a really good balance. I just hope that they will continue to listen to not only me, but also to the community. So whatever you have to say, good, bad, or whatever, have it said, but please remember to keep it civil. I mean, all the shit that the devs have had to accept up in the years is atrocious. Absolutely atrocious. If anyone had spoken to me in the way that some of these players have been speaking to the devs, I would have swam over the fucking pond and had their ass for breakfast. They would not get away with it. Seriously, there are some people that have no limits to what they will puke out of their toxic mouth. It's a disgrace. I want none of it in my social environment. So yeah, if you are frustrated, of course you're allowed to be frustrated. I'm not saying you're not allowed to have feelings. I'm saying please control what you're saying. Say it in and try to be more adult about it. Is that the right word? Let's learn a bit more about adulting. Be more civilized. Be less rude and toxic. Do not swear them in their face. Do not call them names or threaten to burn them to hell. You know, all the things people have said is ridiculous. That people have issues. There are so many people with issues, and the entitlement of some of the gamers is absolutely, it's such it's infuriating me. Absolutely infuriating me. But so please, if you have something negative you need to get off your chest, you are free to do so, but please do it in a way where you are taking the subject and not the persons behind it. Please work on that if you need to. the majority of my subbers, I think actually all of my subbers, are behaving really well. I rarely get anything really negative from any of my subbers. It's the odd one who hates the game that comes and just click dislike on my video and not even watching it. There's plenty of those. Unfortunately, plenty haters because they think the devs have, I don't know, cheated them for what they said they were going to get. But you know, they were showing what could come, what they wanted to put. They were showing what they were planning to put. But not once did they say that all of this will be ready at release. The game is a work in progress constantly. It will never stop developing. We're going to get tons of more cultures. We are working on Ice Age, we are working on Metal Ages, and we are almost done with Predators. And there are 2 or 1.5 programming. That's what we have. That's all we have. We use freelance artists. We use more freelance programmers when money allows it. And we use freelance animators. That's it. Anyway, what else good do we have to report? Yeah, so it's not only the use decay that has been sorted and fixed or decreased. They have also decreased the wear and tear of tools for all activities. This means that also for hunting, for chasing, for planting, for tilling, for fishing, you know, all of these. It's not only one, it's all. And this is mostly the multi-use tools that you, of course, has more than one use. We don't have too many of them. We have the biface, we have the bone knife, we have the wooden spears, and we have the bows. The bows can do both fishing and hunting. But the axes, you know, no longer is available for cropping. They are chopping only. So if you have only one hunter, almost said, one lumberjack, you only need one axe, because nobody else than lumberjacks can use axes. Yeah, so keep that in mind. There's no point doing more, because nobody will take them to use for cropping anymore. That is stopped effectively quite a few patches ago. So yeah, so what they've done, they have actually reduced so much the amount of larger animals that come, that you can go months and months and months without having any incursion at all. You can probably even go a year, because this is still a probability calculation where randomness has the last say. This is why I find the game so interesting, because you can have 10 tribes and all 10 tribes can be so different that you need to do things differently. There is no 2 localities that is the same amount wise or what you land with. So the starter feasts are sort of gone. We used to have starter feasts, but they have gone more and more away from that. I'm not sure why. I don't mind as such, but it was really good to have starter feast when you landed with nothing and you just chocked everyone out to get hazelnuts, and then you had party all winter. I remember those days. Yeah, let's focus a bit on what we're doing here. These can go down. Let's do some limits. So limits is a must. New players, all new players. Limits is a must. Yeah. So the important part about limits is because, first of all, you don't overharvest, because overharvesting means waste. Let's not waste. We don't have to waste. You can if you want to, if you're just moving through, if you're acting like a grasshopper, like I sometimes do when I do scavenge runs. I just act like a grasshopper, take everything and then move on. Then I care for absolutely no waste. Don't care at all. But if you want to stay some years and you are playing the Mytholic Timeline and you want to stay where you are for many years, or even never migrate, that's possible as well, then limits are there for a reason. You first of all save your locality for waste. You don't waste the stuff. And secondly, you are also saving your workforce, so you can use your workforce to do other more important things. These are the two things you need to remember. That's it. Waste and saving workforce. You can use your workforce to do other things. Yeah. So unfortunately, the thing with playing slow, when you start 10 kbc and you choose slow, is that the centuries go so slowly. So I'm going to do some jumps in time to try to truncate the videos a little bit, because this one's probably going to be 2 hours, even though we're supposed to only make it between 45 minutes and 1 hour. You know me, I have made 7-hour videos in the past, and I can't go on doing that. I really don't have the time, and most players probably don't have the patience either to listen to my cackle. But yeah, I'm going to do some jumps and then just try to remember to go over more of the patch notes, because there has been like 40 to 50 patch notes between 0.66, which was your last public update, until now 0.26. Yeah, so we've gone an entire between 50 and 100 patches internally, and only 2 externally. Patreon has had four big ones, and they just got a huge one with the BioMe, with lots of more food, more tools, blah 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 blah, changing of this, changing of that, more tree types, more plants, more this, more that. That public does not have yet. Public will have it in a few months. This is one of the perks of doing Patreon. Not only do you get merchandise, you also get access to full development diaries every week, where they explain everything they do. Yeah, so yeah, I will repeat what I've said before. If you want to try out the Patreon, you can just have 99 pence per month to get the bronze, and you will be supporting the developers who are completely broke. They have no more money left. They've used their own funds as well, their personal savings, to try to keep the project going. So you can support them simply by doing bronze, which is where you will have access to all the development diaries. But you won't have access to the Patreon server. You need to be silver or gold for that. If you want to try the Patreon server, you can whisper me on Discord, and I will grant you 1 month free Patreon gold or silver access. Yeah. So going over and checking the animals we have left, it's not a lot. You also see the food is going drastically down. We have a few left of the deer. We have 1 goat. We probably have a few of the sheep. No cattle, no horses, no dogs, no wild boars. So if I want to start doing the last few of these, I need to add more hunters, because we still only have the wooden spears, which is not the best weapons. It's actually the worst weapons you can possibly have. The good thing about having these really bad weapons is that your hunters will learn the skills better, because they need to hunt longer. So one thing that a lot of people are not aware of, or maybe do not remember, is that the hunt itself, the chase to reach the animal, does not give you skills. It is the actual killing only of the animal that will give skills. Yeah. So yeah, let's see if oh gosh, I only have 7 weapons. That should be fine, shouldn't it? So put this up to 42, because now how many are we? Yeah, we're 13, 14 people. Yeah, poof, we have several. I gave them free range because I want to develop my rope skills, because I want to get the basket before 9 kbc. Baskets and pits. So pits is purely architecture. So this is going to be my architecture group. We actually managed to write it correctly on first try. I'll be darned. But we probably have to migrate fairly soon. Let's let them do the stuff we actually have. and these are the closest ones. I should probably do one hunting group that takes care of the vermin for me. Now we also have kale, but yeah, there's none in season at the moment. Yeah. See how long we can keep up. We have roots. We have dried meat. Yeah. I like the way the Mesolithic offerings look. Quite authentic. What do I have here? Yeah, nobody's complaining about the work hours. I'm gonna put them up when they've slept. Get that done. So I was gonna go over some of the old patch notes, because it has been several patches between 6.6 public and 0.26 public. So we've had a lot of weird NVIDIA crap going on, crashes, blue screens and stuff like that. So they are still cooperating with NVIDIA, trying to figure this out. And it seems that the better your computer is, the worse you might actually have it. It's really, really weird. So one thing that you guys probably have noticed in some of my videos, when I play it slow, you can see in the evening, they start singing and doing, you know, some chanting and stuff. And that is something they added. I think that's really cool and a bit creepy, to be honest. And I love that we can now store the smaller tools. We can store the axes, the stone, what are they called? I can't even remember their names. There are four tools you can store in the baskets. For sure, the axes. You can store the bone knives. You can store the bifaces and the stone sickle. Stone sickle. I can't believe I forgot the name. Yeah, the stone sickle as well. Let's see. You guys still haven't felled a single animal. You know why? Because you don't. They are all the way at the edge of the map, and work hours are on default, so they don't reach it. They don't reach completing the hunt with the shitty weapons they have. So I need to put up the work hours to make sure that they actually can kill anything. If I'm smart now, I should also put them on half rations. Do we have kids? Not at the moment, they're all big. So yeah, 15 now when she gave birth. I also have 42 fish that I need to eat up as well. Let's just see if they can actually manage to. Yeah, there you go. They managed to do it. So they will come home with some raw meat today. Oh, it needs repairs anyway. But as soon as another 2 deer are done, the remaining 2 are probably going to be right by the edge, and it's I'm not going to fight it. I'm going to start preparing to migrate, because we're going to migrate. We've been here 300 years. Yeah. So even in beginners, if you are not extremely careful with your resources, you could force yourself to have to migrate. And we don't have to migrate, and I haven't played super duper stingent or frugal like I would normally do if we were doing this on hardcore. And we have plenty options of food. Because, I mean, it is beginners, and you will always have quite a bit of freedom when it comes to how much food you are getting. But I'll show you just quickly to the new players how to prepare for a migration. Because it's always smart to prepare properly. And with the preparation also comes that you can read the environment when it is needed. So like the post that I've been commenting on today says that when the arrow shows yellow on up here and also on some of these animals, you know that there are a few left. So then it is time to start preparing. Normally on hardcore, when I prepare to migrate, when I'm actually migratory and not planning to be sedentary, I normally do not have any limits on the crafters, and I don't have limits on the fine raw stone, I don't have limits on the flint cores. But it's going to be quite a while before we can make anything from flint cores or fine raw stones, so I'm not gonna teach anyone to start collecting them immediately. This is something you can figure out yourself, and you can do this on your own when you're trying yourself, your own methods. Just, oh, I can see you, you little piece of schmuckadoodle. It's knocked it in. How many are they? Let's have a look. 2 so far. I'll see if the rest of the flipping family is coming. The rats, they don't care. They will come at any time. They will sneak in everywhere. But you can see that there is just basically too cold for them to have any proper food out there. And since we are so easily inviting them with all the food in the open like this, because this is in the open, even though it's called storage area, it's in the open, so they can smell it and come running. This is something I would like to discuss with the devs, options to have better storage options during the 10 kbc to roughly 9 kbc, so that we can protect our food. On hardcore, this is going to be quite a headache, because they will come, although they are much fewer in amounts, and you should be able to, you know, be pre-warned, like you take a huge circle to make sure you get them before they come to your camp. So this is something we should do. So the thing with this expansion or this implementation is that you won't have a lot of time when nothing happens. On hardcore, we are already having a lot of things that we need to keep an eye on, depending on food, because everything can change so fast on hardcore, yeah? So you can't really leave the game running like we used to. We need to pay attention, because you never know when they come. You do have indicators, and you do have times where they shouldn't come. So these are the things that you will, this is a pattern that you will learn as you play. But for sure, when there is grace lack, you can expect animals larger than the rats coming, especially during the dark daytime and when you go into evenings and nights. Although activity on the majority of animals during night is extremely lower. The devs have lowered it a lot, so they basically stand more or less on the same spot all the time. Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to prepare the tribe for migration today. So what have you guys done? You have killed 1 and there's 3 left. Okay, so that's almost done stripping. So that means that these guys will go do 1 more kill. So I'm gonna let them have 1 more day. And how do I do with these? Yeah, I want to improve weaving so that we can get the baskets. So now you see we have managed to get woodworking as well, and we also have stoneworking. So this is something we have gotten with migrants. Woodworking we have gotten by ourselves, because we have been working with woodworking, so the tribe has learned this themselves. No need for migrants for this. And then you have stoneworking, which we needed help with, because we didn't place anything of stoneworking skill that was needed. We do have it though, because these will give stone working skills. But we didn't focus on getting raw stones. So there came a migrant and he had stoneworking skills, so then, ta-da, we got it in tribe. But this is something we should do for the next scenario when we move again. Now, when we migrate, then we should get it done. Is that the... No, this is a new one. See, this is a new, because the other one was almost empty. Almost stripped it complete. Where is it? Where are them? Where are they? It's -2 degrees and this, yeah, it's only 1. Only 1. Look at it when it sits like that. It is so cute. So you don't get fear from rats or hares. Don't worry about that. Well, that was the wrong sound. Yeah, it sounded like a deer or something. That like brrr. That didn't fit the mouse at all, or the rat. That was really weird. Yeah, I need to need to report that to the devs as well. So this is the version I didn't test. This is the direct release version. I only tested 25, and then so far I found four or five things that has become bugged or not working as intended between 25 and 26. So now that I'm doing this playthrough of 26.26, I'm finding the things that went array in the transforming from 25 to 26. So yeah, so you guys are also watching me doing testing and reporting. Oh, dearie me. Why is the... Oh, there you go. Because don't forget that when an animal is killed by chasing, it won't be your hunter's responsibility to strip it. It will be tribe. So remember to give your gathering groups the stripping task. Yeah. So this is the stripping task. You find it here. They will also take the leather, the raw hides, but they will not take the bone. So you need to add the bones separately to pick up the bones. Yeah. So keep that in mind. So you don't have to, you don't have to add the leather, because that will be done by itself. They do that automatically. The hunters do it, and the gatherers who strip do it as well. Guys, take the time to do this rat. So slow. Probably because I keep them so busy, and there is 0 in this group. Well, let's see. Oh, there came more now because it became spring, so more came in. Okay, let's stay a bit longer then. Can't stay too long because they are going all the way to the edges, so it's really poor use of my workforce. They're spending the majority of their work hours chasing an animal all the way to the edge. So it's not the smartest idea to do it like this. Yeah, let me see. Yeah. Come on, go get stuff. Well, there's not a lot of fiber here, is it? But you can, what's this again? That's nettle. That's the nettle. That's where you get your fiber. This is a fern. It gives absolutely nothing. This is a fir. And this is a fir. So there are several new tree types that give fruits and other things in Patron server at the moment. That will come to public in a few months or so. Yeah. Let me see. You guys are just doing the rats, yeah? Oh, keeping them too busy is no point. Look at him. Now there's two that need stripping and clearing out. Yeah. So even though we have enough leather, we don't need to place down more because they are, what do you call it, rotating well on what we have. But the fireplace now gives -20, so we can't do it like this forever. We need to consider getting up housing for everyone. But you do have several months. You have up to a year before they are threatening you with doom and death. So worry not too much about that. It's more important to get up your fences, especially if you are closing up to winter. If you migrate during winter, you could be unlucky, and after you've had your 3 months of more or less peace from all animals, you could actually get them anyway, the bigger ones. So it is smart to migrate during summer in region 2 at least, because then the temperature will be perfect, at least early summer. Yeah, what's that? Is that rope? Why is it there? Do I not have a thing for it? No, I do. Oh, it's full. Duh. I'm just gonna get it inside, so nobody comes and chew on it. So tidy up in the camp, because things are floating around, aren't they? Yeah. A little bit there and a little bit there. Look at that, we have 58 wooden spears. So these are woodworks. I could, in theory, I'm actually going to do it to these. To get more woodworking. So let's have a look. Yeah, that's my torch. That's my torch. I quite like that they asked if they could implement it to the game. My mod. Quite happy with that. Now everyone can access it. It's really good. Really, really good. I gave them all the rights to it. Yeah. It saves me from having to update it all the time. It was a pain in the ass, to be honest. I mean, this game has so many updates, and if the modders don't update all their mods to fit, then the mod won't load when you start your game. It's just yeah. Let me see, I'm gonna go over a little bit more of the patch notes. So when it says decrease damage on farms, it's not only that they don't damage things when they are running away, because they used to, even the dogs and the goats and stuff, for every cell they stepped on, they killed the plant. And I said, that's way too much. So now what is happening, they only damage them a little bit. But you can see the bigger animals, if they step on your plant, they are likely going to crush it. That belongs to the logic. So that is still the same, yeah. So you can also see something that everyone has wanted for a long time, is that you can see now, instead of having a percentage total of who is not having a place to sleep, we now have the numbers. So now we know, okay, 9 people are sleeping by the fireplace or in the open or whatever you have, yeah. So it's either fireplace or in the open. So now we know that. We have that, and we still lack to see how many, so like when we know that there are 9 people lacking sleep space, then they won't be showing the excess sleeping spaces. But if I create sleeping spots for another 14 people, then I would like to say available 6, you know, available sleep spots, sleeping, what's it called? Available places to sleep, available spots to sleep. God damn, I can't speak English. Availability, something, you know what I mean, for heaven's sakes, would be 6. Yeah, so do you know what I mean? So then I mean that the people with housing, the number 9 should be red, and when it is people housing available, it should be in green. So red means that there's lacking, and green, of course, is that is more than we need. And when the red house goes away, it means that we have status quo. It means that we have as many sleep spots available as we have people. This is what I want. Doesn't mean I'm going to get it though. Yeah. But if you don't suggest things, you won't get the things you want to suggest. You're thinking about them. So there's that. Okay, I need to stop babbling and check my hunters. That was a big male. Yeah. So normally they have between 60 and 80-ish, the adult males of deer. So whoever said they had 40 to 60 or something, that is not correct. Just saying, that is not quite right. And wild aurochs do not have 80 or 100 meat. They have close to 400, depending on their biology. Normal is between 200 and 300 units of meat from the adult male aurochs. But this is something you can test yourself. Kill one and check it out. Just make sure that you see the biology. If the biology is normal, it will be between 200 and 300, depending also on their grades. Don't forget that. Or does that not work anymore? I need to actually check that out. But as a general rule, if they have increased biology, they will have more meat. If they have decreased biology, they will have less meat. But the normal adult auroch has between 200 and 300 meat. Just saying. Just so you know. Yeah? Why you always got one left? Okay. Okay. So we're fishing so much, I'm going to let... Oh, I already have only one person fishing. Okay. Alrighty then. So how are you doing? Are you... Yeah, you're working on those. And I want these to spam this because I want more weaving. I want her to spam weaving. Crafting ropes. She has... Is she at the max? She is, so she will also progress. Because if the max skill holder is working on her skill, she is the one who will progress. There will be no spreading because she is the one who holds the max. She does not need to learn it because she already knows it. She already learned it. Luckily she's young, so I don't need to think about spreading her knowledge. And luckily most migrants will always have what you already have, plus. Listen. Come on, do the weird sounds. Oh. I can see them. I can see the rat. Oh, I can see the rats. I'm a girl. They come at night and steal your stuff. Okay, they're coming. That's quite an infestation. Thank God they're not afraid of them. Off you go. Poof, off you go. Oh, now I see why it's yellow. You guys are so tenacious. Get going. Love you, bye. Let's see if they're gone. Yeah, they're gone. But they are not far off. You see, the smaller animals, they don't go too far. It's the larger animals that run forever. No, that's certainly an exaggeration, but you know what I mean. But my hunters will get them anyway. What is that? I've been looking at that. It's the mud. Dude, why did you drop it where people are walking? That is so silly. Let's chuck it over here. There you go. Put it there, guys. How much leather do we have? We have 14. So, yeah, we can survive another trampling from deer and wild horses. But this place now does not have wild horses. It does not have aurochs because we don't have it yet due to the timeline. If we had the timeline, we would have had quite a bit of visitors during the very scarce times where there was no grazing, very little food for them out in the nature. Just saying. So yeah, but I think I need to stop now because it's like, how many hours? Too many hours. I always make my videos too long. God damn. But what was I going to do? I was going to take off this so it doesn't run off. So yeah, so with the new changes coming today or tomorrow, depends on what I still find. I have found a few more bugs that needs to be sorted. They normally are pretty quickly in sorting all the bugs. So I'm not surprised if they're doing it already tonight, but it's more likely they will be done tomorrow because I found quite a few things they need to look into. Yeah, don't be too afraid to fail, guys. Just save the game, test out your things, test your tribe, their patience with you and your patience with them. And don't be afraid to fail. Yeah, so remember that failure is a step to success. Failure means you are improving step by step. Just don't be afraid of failing. And don't forget to enjoy the looks of the game, because this is something that has drawn me so into the game, the way things look, because it's so beautiful. It's actually therapeutic, at least for me. So with that, I'm going to say thank you for watching, and I shall see you next time. I have no clue when that will be. But until then, have fun and do take care.